Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is Rachel here from Maker's Gonna Learn, and today I've got another fun comparison video for you guys. So I know that some of you love to write and draw with your Maker, so if you do, you probably already have a lot of Cricut pens lying around, but I know they're not the most affordable thing in the world, so I decided to test out some Crayola markers in the Maker and see how they fare against the Cricut pens. Now, I know that these markers are not super fine tipped like some of the pens are, and that's what we will be testing today, are the fine tip pens, but these are like the fine line type of Crayola markers. We did try ultra fine Sharpies in this, which is the most like the Cricut pens. Unfortunately, they wouldn't even fit into clamp A. I think that Cricut was being super sneaky when they wanted only their pens to fit in there, but there is a little hack to get these to fit. All you have to do is make sure it's lined up the same spot where these pins would be inserted into the clamp. So we'll get into that in a minute, but I wanted to compare those for you guys, especially because Crayola markers are a lot more economical. For a 10 pack of Crayola markers, it's like $8. I think I got these for like $7.29 at the store. And these bad boys, you only get 5 for $12.99. So I'm not down in Cricut. I love Cricut. We all love Cricut products here. We use all of the Cricut products we possibly can. We are not telling you that Crayola is better than Cricut, especially, you know, nothing like that, but we just wanted to see if these maybe would write or draw just as good, if not better than the pens, so that you all could spend a little less money on pens and a little more time crafting. One thing I would like to note is if you are new to the Cricut Maker and you've had your machine for less than a year, I would not recommend using Crayola markers. I wouldn't recommend cleaning your mats. I wouldn't recommend using that foil quill that everybody is so hyped up about. Anything that you use with or on your machine that is not Cricut brand will void its warranty. And every Cricut maker that I know of has a 1-year warranty. So you can go to Cricut and say, hey, my machine's messing up this and that in the first year, and they will fix it or replace it or anything like that, which is great. But if you have used anything not Cricut brand in your machine, it does void that warranty, but the warranty only lasts 1 year. I do want to give that just a quick disclosure there, but if you're like us and you've been cricketing with your Cricut Maker for a long time, you have no fear about, you know, popping in some different brand markers or anything into the machine because there's no warranty to void. But anyways, it's always worked out fine for us. So I really want to see which one goes on smoother, if the Cricut markers or if the Crayola markers even hold up against the Cricut pens. And I know these will be, you know, like thicker and things like that, but we are still looking at the vibrancy of the colors here. We're looking at economical value and things like that. Let's head over to Design Space and start designing our file. So here we are in Cricut Design Space, and this right here, guys, is one of over 800 files we have on our membership site, Maker's Gonna Learn. If you have a Cricut Explorer Air 1 or an Air 2, or if you have a Cricut Maker, Brother Scan & Cut, Silhouette Cameo, if you have any kind of die cutting machine that works with SVG and PNG cut files, you guys are missing out on this membership. So you all need to go over there to Maker's Gonna Learn and enjoy all those cut files, 80+ fonts for our yearly members, free commercial license, lots of printable guides, an amazing Facebook group, and so much more. So you all, guys, go ahead over there. It'll be the first link in the description below if you want to check that out. But this is one of our beautiful files, and I would show you how we just uploaded it into Design Space, but we have a lot of new files that aren't even out yet on my recently uploaded, and I don't want to give any of those away. So we're just gonna pop this in Design Space here and show you all what's happening. But we're gonna be sure to size this. I think I want to do 6 inches wide, and that makes it 4.5 inches tall. I really want to get a good comparison of these two pens here, and I also don't want to make the image too small to where our Crayola markers will just look like a big blob, because I know that those fine point markers that we're going to use with the Cricut is not the same as these markers. So I just want to give everything like a fair, you know, a fair trial here. So now once we have it sized, you're going to want to tell the Cricut to not cut it but write. So what we're going to do there is hit the layers panel, and here, since it's the only layer, you can see that it says it's going to cut right now with that little scissors emblem. So we're just going to hit this little arrow button here, and as you can see, it says write, cut, write, score, and print. So we're just going to hit write, of course, and we're going to use the 0.4 black tip here. So that one is right here. So that is what we're going to select for this guy here. So now we're just going to hit make it, and we're going to replace it on the mat. And it looks great. So we're just going to hit continue. And we're going to select medium cardstock here. We just have some Cricut cardstock on our mat here. We just want to keep everything fair. So we've just got some cardstock on our standard grit mat here. So we're just going to hit medium cardstock. And it's telling us to go ahead and load our pen into clamp A. So we're going to go ahead, load up our pen, put our mat in our machine, and get to writing. Okay guys, so here we have our Cricut mat with our Cricut cardstock on here. We're just going to load this on into the machine. And we're going to load in our pen here. So go ahead, take the back off or the cap off and put it on the back of the pen. That will help you never ever lose it. And here you can see this little arrow. So we're just going to click that into place. I hope you heard that click. We're going to close clamp A and hit the flashing Cricut button. Now the Cricut's going to go through and tell us it's got the pen, or it's going to make sure that it has the pen in place there, and it's just going to start drawing as it is now. And it's pretty quick, you know, it only takes a few minutes to draw even such a detailed file like this. So I'm really excited to see how this will hold up against the Crayola markers. I know the biggest thing to get past will be the thickness, because like I said, we're going to have to do a little bit of measuring and things like that to make sure that the marker here is down the same amount in the clamp as the Cricut pens lock into place. If we can do that, we might be able to get a more even comparison here, but I know that these will be a lot thicker than the fine point pens. So we're just going to keep an open mind here and just know the price difference and the quality difference and things like that. And then you all can determine for yourselves, and I can give my opinion on if you think that you would like to use these Crayola markers sometimes instead of Cricut pens. And we're still just drawing away. I love watching the Cricut draw. It's like one of my favorite things. It's just because it does such a better job than I could ever do, because my hands are shaky. I'm a creative person, but I just don't have those steady, like surgeon hands that people say that I can, you know, write or hand letter or anything like that. So it's fascinating to me to see how well this machine can do it. And it's almost done. It's just going around and doing a few little last minute things. But it looks great, guys. It really looks great. I'm super eager to see how the Crayola markers hold up. But the action is complete, so we're just going to unload our mat and see how it did. So here is the Cricut fine point pen here. Looks great. I have no complaints. Of course, it is way better than what I could do. So this looks phenomenal. I love this. And now we're just going to go back into Design Space, and you can just go ahead and click continue. But before we do that, I want to take this little guy and move him on down so that we can have these right next to each other to be a really good comparison. You can see here, this guy stops about at the 5-inch mark here. So that's a good spot for us to start. So I'll put it like 5.5, you know, something like that. So we're just going to click continue. And we're going to go ahead and set our material again to medium cardstock. And now, again, it's just going to let us know to load our pen into clamp A, and we can get to writing again. Okay, guys, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is load our mat right back into our Cricut. And next, with my eyes, I'm going to go down there and see how far down the tip looks like it is from where it clamps in. And it looks like it's, I don't know, like 1/2 inch. We're going to try and measure it. We're going to try and do the best we can. But really, guys, at the end of the day, this is not rocket science. And, you know, if you all can't do it this way, I understand. It is a little tricky to be able to do here. But we're just going to see if we can get a little measurement here, and it does look like it's 1/2 inch. So we're going to remove this from our clamp A, pull a little bit hard there, put the cap back on that bad guy, and then put him in the Cricut. That way you won't forget where he's at. Woo! dropped it. And we're just gonna grab our black pen here, our black marker, and we're gonna take the cap off of him, set the cap on the back just like the other pen, and then we are gonna slide him into this clamp. So I'm gonna be looking down here to see how far I think it needs to go. I think that's pretty good. Let me get my little ruler out. This is so not a great way to do this, by the way, guys. This is not a great way to do this. But it looks like it's about the exact same spot as it is as the other one, so that's good. And again, it's not rocket science. It does have a little lock sound when it does get in there, how it's supposed to be. So it's not like it's too different and you're just kind of like flying blind here. But anyways, that is loaded in. The Cricut thinks that it has the same exact pen loaded. So I'm really interested to see, because this says 0.4 fine tip. I don't know, of course, the millimeter of that tip or anything like that. So we'll just see how it cuts. I'm nervous though, guys. So we're gonna press that flashing Cricut button. Okay guys, the action is complete. I don't see it too well from right here, but guys, I'm already pretty impressed, okay? So let's head over to the other camera so you guys can really see the detail on this. Okay guys, what do we think? Guys, I'm so impressed with the markers, with these Crayola markers. I mean, it did so well. Of course, these are just a little bit thicker, but not as thick as I thought it would be. The difference, I mean, there's really not a difference other than it's just a little thick, but like detail wise, it still looks gorgeous. It's still super detailed and super neat. And the Cricut pen, I mean, it of course, again, does a great job, but I don't know, I almost like it thicker, guys, and I cannot seem to find any thicker Cricut pens that they have. We have fine point gel pens and some things like that, but as far as thicker ones go, we can't find any that are just a little bit thicker. But I'm super impressed, guys. I'm super duper impressed. I mean, this looks really good, but this looks really good too. So now I guess we just have to think about like the prices, okay? So with the Cricut pens, you get 5. They all come in packs of 5, unless I think you get like a huge pack or something. And these are $12.99. And these guys here are 10. You get 10 of these for like $7 or something. And I really like the colors that they have. And of course, these little fine tip markers come in lots of colors. Probably not as many colors, of course, as the Cricut pens, because Cricut pens, they do come in a lot of colors. There are a lot of, there's like glitter and gel pens and things like that. But for these markers though, for the bang for your buck and making like something like this, or just drawing on cards and things like that, I think this looks really, really good. Well guys, I am super impressed by this. I mean, these look practically the same. I might even like the thicker one better that was used with the Crayola markers, but it did a fantastic job. The Cricut didn't think there was some kind of foreign pen in it. It wasn't the Wiser, and we did have it on the same setting as this fine tip pen from Cricut. So I think it's interesting that even on the same setting, it still looks this good, even though the thickness of the other pen is a bit of a difference there. But I think it looked awesome. So I definitely have to say, and again, these are Crayola, these are the classic colors that I have today, fine line markers, and the 10 come in a pack for a little over $7. I'm really impressed by that. So I think that really for all of our writing and drawing projects, if we don't have the color we want in the Cricut pens, or we want it a little thicker, like how the Crayola markers draw, I think we'll go ahead and reach for Crayola, because I'm super, super impressed with the colors and how it drew on this paper and things like that. I'm getting so inspired and thinking of a lot of things that I could use this for and use those pens for in the Cricut pens, as well as the Crayola markers. I still love my Cricut pens, guys, but I really wanted to come on here and show you all some different pen options that you have to go in the maker. Again, we did try those classic, I guess I should say, the fine point Sharpies, but they won't even fit into clamp A. They have to like clamp down all the way, and you have to at least hear the click. But no, I mean, there's like this little rib on the end of it where the cap pops off. It won't go past that, and I thought for a split second I could sand it down and make it work, but that is too much work for you guys. And even though we do love those fine tip Sharpies, it just didn't work. So the next up thing that we wanted to try was these markers, and surprisingly, they work, and they work way better than I thought they would. So I hope you all enjoyed this little comparison video. I had a ton of fun making it, and to be honest, guys, I tested this for the very first time right here with you guys. I had tested some a long time ago, but they weren't this exact kind. So I was super excited to give this a go, and I thought, you know what, let's not test this one this time. Let's just go in the video because honestly, I didn't think that these were going to look as good as they do, but it looks really, really good. I'll show you guys one more time. But again, there's like really no difference. It drew it the same, and I really like the look of both pens, so I will definitely be using them both. So I hope that you all learned a little something. I bet that you all are surprised as I am. If you are surprised about the results of this, leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you've already tried this before, because I know it's not a new thing to try and manipulate your machine to fit different pens and different markers in there. So let me know if you've had success with some other brands and things like that. But anyways, guys, again, leave any comments or questions down below, and we will answer those. Give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.